I got back from Greece a week ago and I am really happy to be home. I was over there with a group of 11 other young people from the Bruderhof, and we were caring for children and refugees who had just crossed over the Aegean Sea from Turkey. Mostly these people were from Syria, but there was a large percentage of people from Afghanistan, Iran, and Iraq, as well as some other African countries. Every day we set up spaces for children to play in while their parents would wait for their papers to be processed. For me, it's kind of hard to get back into normal life again after everything that I saw, but there are 3 things that I want to talk about that I am taking away from this experience. So the first thing is, humanitarian work is hard. I did not realize how physically and emotionally demanding it is to spend all day, every day, for 3 weeks solid, taking care of kids, entertaining them. You kind of have to be the energy often. And these kids have just come out of terrifically traumatizing experiences. Even just the boat ride over for a lot of these kids is an awful experience, not to mention the previous war zones that they have come out of. I came away with a lot more respect for people who do this kind of work year after year. The next thing is, the world needs children. For all those studies and people who talk about how the world is overpopulated and there's too many kids, they're wrong. We need children's spirit, their innocence, their trust, their joy, and their resilience. A lot of these kids' parents were pretty spaced out and exhausted from what they had just experienced, but the kids really reminded me of the kids that I take care of at home. They were wild and silly and full of energy for whatever activities we had planned for them. We need that. Maybe not the wild and crazy and silly parts always, but we definitely need the simplicity and the trust and the innocence and the joy in life that children have. It's really easy to be overwhelmed by the enormity of this crisis and that no solutions will be able to fix it. But we need to welcome children and not see them as a burden or a problem. The last thing I want to say is, simple acts of kindness matter. Sounds a little hallmarky, but it's really true. I could not fix anybody's problems. I had no solutions for them. But the one thing I could do was play a game with a child, give a bottle of water to someone, or hand them a meal, or even just a simple smile. I think actually that's one of the most important things I learned on this trip, and I think it's one of the most important things that I have with me now, is to keep doing those things here at home. So mostly thanks to everyone who supported our trip, who thought of us, who prayed for us. We really did appreciate it. So thank you to everyone, and see you next time.